Chewing the Fat is brought to you by Studio 71 and netchannel2.com in conjunction with the Secret Hub Studios on the Gold Coast. Hello everyone, Chewing the Fat, episode 36, May 31, not March 31, 2012. And good evening, Mr. Goodman.
Good evening, Eric. Good evening, world.
How are you, mate?
Chewing some fat tonight?
Yes, indeed. And I've got one story which may take up quite a fair bit because this happened today, and you will love this. I haven't shared my notes with you for a reason, but I will, once I go through it, I will share it with you when I'm about halfway through.
All right.
And you will love this. Now, your friend and mine, Mr. Goodman, and you've met this particular person.
Oh.
Her first name starts with a T, and her last name starts with a B.
Right.
She works for the government, federal government, or what we call the federal government.
Yes.
Okay. Now, my head, the show title. I already got the show title. It's Tanya Plibersek is an ignorant disgrace. Okay,
right.
and this is what happened. Don't care at this point. Prior to this, I'd agree with you, but this is what happened today. Now, I will put this up on camera as well. Today, she put photos up on her. She's got someone snapped posters on the back of her wall in her Sydney office that had the following. Had the following on, which is it's a photo of Tony Abbott.
I was going to say, can I say some sort of demeaning motivational images?
Worse. It's a poster of Tony Abbott, and it looks like it's taken from a Liberal Party, promotion or something, right? But looked like it's been reprinted. And it's implying that Tony Abbott is not a nice person. It says next to his picture, the first one, "Note to the ladies, make me a sandwich." Right? This is in her office. So she's implying he's a sexist pig. The other one is same photo but different words. "I'm threatened by boats and gays. Gays on boats are my worst nightmare." This is in her office. A picture of Tony Abbott. She is a frickin' disgrace.
That's not very good. That is not very good. That's not the way you behave.
No, it's not the way we behave. No,
because she may be forgetting that although she is representing the Labor constituent, she's also representing a good portion of the whole community as a whole, of Liberals, Greens.
That's
everyone.
right. She doesn't just represent the people that share her ideology. She is in government to govern for everyone, not just for herself. Okay.
That's
now
right.
here's the one.
So,
here's that one that says "Note to the ladies" up on the screen there, on the stream. "Note to the ladies, make me a sandwich." So she's implying. Now, it goes on.
Now, could you imagine how this would go down if she walked into an office and the roles were reversed?
That's what they were saying. This is what they were saying on radio today. If she went into I don't know, call it Christopher Pine's office, and on his wall it had on the back a Julia Gillard poster, an ALP poster that was doctored that said, "I hate gays," or "I hate children," or "I hate men," or "I hate gays." Could you imagine the uproar? Right?
Yeah.
And apparently this got leaked late this afternoon, and there is now a massive uproar about this.
I hope there is.
Now, this is what I've written this afternoon. She has these posters in her office. Her Sydney office, when visited by a constituent who asked to see the posters because he heard about it on radio, was told, "We don't have these. We don't have what you're talking about." And then an SMS was sent to Radio 2GB, to Ben Fordham, by the member, I call her the member of ignorance and hate, Tanya Plibersek. with a message, SMS message, it's satire. I have asked them to take it down. So on one hand, she's told that it doesn't exist, and on the other hand, she said it's satire. It's taken down. Now, this is from the same woman on the 7:30 report last night. Accused Tony Abbott of being vicious and implied he was a pig. Right? I've written here. I guess we now know who the real pig is.
Yes, well, she's the sexist pig.
She is a sexist pig.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think she can hide behind the satire terminology. She can't hide behind that.
Of course she can't. That's ridiculous.
Because satire, it's not like that. That is just what she's done there. It's not.
That's not satire at all. She doesn't know.
No,
She needs to look up the definition of satire. That is an out and out derogatory implication.
Yeah.
Straight up. Now a little bit of background. And then I thought, okay, let's find out about this woman. Early years and personal background. Okay, I'll put this up on the screen so everyone can follow. Plibersek was born in Sydney, the daughter of migrants from Slovenia. That I don't care about that. She was dux of some dodgy high school down south. I don't care about that either. She was educated, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Political career. Oh, hang on. This is her job. This is what she's done. Okay. This just goes to show how out of touch this people was. Before entering Parliament, these are the only jobs she's had. She was women's officer at the University of Technology. So once again, cloistered environment, not the real world. Then she worked for the Domestic Violence Unit at the New South Wales Government's Office for the Status and Advancement of Women.
Wow.
She lives in Sydney with her husband, Michael Cooch Trotter, who I'll get to in a minute, and has 3 children. I'm not going to mention their names, to be fair. Political career. Plibersek was elected to the House of Reps in 98, 2001, 2004, 2007. Okay, so they go through now, all the supposed work she's done. I doubt she's done any work at all. Her husband. Here we go. You love this photo. There's a photo of her there. And they're turning the sod for the 42 social houses as part of the federal government economic stimulus package. That worked out well for you. She is married to this gentleman here, Michael Cooch Trotter. Right, you will love this. He went to a good school, went to a good university. He must have been on a bursary freebie at Riverview, because no one with this guy's left leanings would have been allowed into this school. That's for sure. They don't go through much of what he's done, but then in April 2007, he was the Director General of the New South Wales Department of Commerce from 2004-2007. Then he became Director General of New South Wales Department of Education and Training in 2007. His appointment as Director General, because these are all Labor jobs, right? These are all jobs for the boys. His appointment of Director General of the Department of Education was criticised by Parliament and New South Wales Teachers Federation for his lack of experience in teaching and education. Basically, he'd never been a teacher or an educator before. Okay? Worse still, in 1986, at the age of 25, he was imprisoned for nearly 3 years for conspiracy to import heroin.
Oh dear.
And these are the people that we are running, okay? It's running the government.
So when you said that he was nearly in prison for 3 years,
he was in prison for nearly 3 years. So he was in prison for 2 years and 9 months.
Oh, so he's convicted.
He was convicted. He's got a criminal record.
Oh,
but
dear.
His wife was in federal Labor government. She's given a nudge and a wink to someone that she knows in state Labor, and they've given him this cushy job. And he'd never been an educator in his life, okay? Sacked by O'Farrell is the next headline. First head roles in New South Wales Public Service. Barry O'Farrell had been in probably less than a month at this stage. New South Wales incoming Liberal government has decided to replace the state's Director General of Education, which was this guy. He had a year remaining on his 5-year contract, right? 5 years. The former minister, John Della Bosca, parachuted Mr. Cooch Trotter into the job, which was not advertised. Mr. Piccoli said his decision to replace, and he's being nice here, replace Mr. Coots Trotter, who is married to the member for Ignorance and Hate, was not simply because of his close Labor connections. None of the criticism is about him personally, which obviously means it is. It's not about his Labor allegiance, although that is not very helpful.
It's just all jobs for the boys.
Jobs for the boys. He was as soon as he got in there, he was fired. His only formal qualification is a journalism degree, and he was in charge of Australia's largest education bureaucracy with overseeing 100,000 people. Do you believe that? I wouldn't have the experience to do that, and I've got more business experience than this guy in my pinky finger than he has in his whole body.
Yeah, that's pretty poor. When these things come out, I don't know. What do you do? What's the answer though? What is the answer?
This is why Labor governments in this country, and I dare to say anywhere in the world, have got to go. They have no idea. None of them. They've all come up from the socialist ranks or the union ranks. None of them have ever had a real job in their freaking lives. They don't know how to run businesses. They've never started a business. Nothing. Okay.
So getting back to the photos? Is there photos of the photo?
Of the what?
Can we see? Can we see the photo?
You want to see? Oh, you didn't see them?
No, I can't see on the.
Oh, you're not on the stream. Okay, I'll show you the.
Open up the stream so I can see now.
All right. Okay. So there's the first one. Oh, that's the one. Okay. Are you on the stream right now?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. There it is. There. That's one. I'm threatened by boats. It's a completely doctored Liberal Party photo. Obviously.
It's
a professional job, yeah. And on the bottom,
there's probably 100 of them.
Yeah, she's had them printed out. They're probably hanging Don't be surprised if they're hanging in every minister's office. And on the bottom, that symbol there under his collar there, that's the ALP symbol. So they've had them professionally done.
Yeah, that's been produced.
Now that begs the next question: what a great waste of taxpayers' money. Hey, how much would that have cost? And then here's the next one. Here's this one.
I thought you meant when you said it, because I hadn't seen those. I thought you meant, there's just a picture of him cut out of a newspaper.
No,
just like
it's a professionally done job. They've lifted his picture from somewhere, and then someone on the radio made a point saying, well, if that's a Liberal Party picture that they've doctored, isn't that the breach of copyright? It doesn't belong to them. So how many rules have they broken here?
Well, I don't know if the copyright would stand up.
Well, it's not their photo. They didn't take it. He didn't agree to the photo.
No.
He's a public. What gets him out of it is that he's a public figure, so there's a fair use implication.
Well, I think that's just because he's a public figure. Because, you get to the election and everything, now that they bag the other side, each side bags the other side and use photographs and material and all that. So, and they're obviously not going to give consent. So there's obviously not I don't think there'd be a copyright issue with that one.
No, look, they may be not, but now.
But I think it's an absolute. It's abhorrent.
Now, I got something today as well that was sent by Ross Greenwood. Everyone knows who Ross Greenwood is, okay? In the USA Today, he said this will put things in perspective very quickly. It is a must-read. In the USA Today, why the US credit rating was downgraded. Their tax revenue is $2 trillion. Their federal budget deficit is $3.8 trillion. Their new debt is $1.6 trillion. Their total national debt is $14 trillion. And they cut $38 billion in services cuts, right? Now let's remove the 8 zeros and pretend it's a household budget. Annual family income, $21,000. Money the family spent, $38,000. New debt on a credit card, $16,000. Outstanding balance on a credit card, $142,000. Total budget cuts, $385.
Oh.
Right? That's put it in perspective. Lesson number 2. Here's another way to look at the debt ceiling. You know how the debt ceiling is saying, oh, we're going to be a budget surplus, but we'll try and sneak in an extra $50 billion on the debt ceiling?
Yeah.
Here's another way to look at the debt ceiling. Let's say you come home from work and you find it has been a sewer backup in your neighbourhood, and your home has sewage all the way up to your ceilings, what do? Do you pump out the sewage, or do you raise the ceiling?
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Pump it out.
That is
Yeah.
that is scary. Now
So
I can send this to you. I think I did send this to you actually. I'm not
yeah,
sure if I did.
yeah,
Yeah,
I read it. You sent it on SMS or
yeah.
email or
It's
something.
very
Yeah, something
scary.
like
Now this government has got to go. I can't wait for the next election, and it's going to be June 30. This stupid communist red-headed person in Canberra has got to go. She is disgraceful, and the tone of this government is always set by the leader. If you've got nasty ministers who are
that.
playing games and wasting money, it's because you have a nasty leader who is playing games and wasting money. It's
Do
simple
you
as that.
think, like, just getting back to that again, because I'm just, I can't believe it, but I just want to know more. But I've got two things. So the way that actually that brochure or whatever you call it, that
Poster, yeah.
pamphlet poster is worded, that's derogatory towards the
That's
gays as
defamatory.
well.
It's defamatory to
Well,
everybody. It
well, I think,
implies that he is homophobic, misogynist, sexist, um, racist, and
well, I think that,
she's
yeah.
implying that he feels like that about other people.
Well, I just think by wording it like that, they're also not alienating as such, but they're also um, putting it on again on the, like, you can't just say, I'm threatened by boats and gays, as like, now boats and gays are a bad thing.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
know,
They're implying that
boats and
he hates them because they're a bad thing.
yeah. So yeah, I just don't like the tone of how it's worded. I don't like the
Oh, it's
actual tone
disgraceful.
of
It is absolutely disgraceful. Now let's quick summary. This woman has never worked in a real job in her whole life. Her husband was parachuted in to a job he had no experience doing, and obviously he was quickly booted out as soon as the Liberals were voted in. He's a convicted drug importer of heroin, and this woman has put this up on. Um,
So what's going on? What's the where are we
well,
at with the?
Julie Bishop discovered this while in Parliament because she saw the Twitter feed from 2GB, and she got up and requested that this is investigated because she's not happy and she's appalled, and Tony Abbott is also not happy and he's also appalled. And look, question time tomorrow, fireworks, guarantee it.
Yeah, yeah, because like Tony Abbott, like, he's married with 3 girls.
Yeah,
Oh, there's
he's
no,
just 4 women in his family. He doesn't hate women at all.
and isn't his brother gay or something?
I don't know.
There's
Don't know.
maybe not his brother. There's someone there close that is gay. Look, and it's only just been discovered.
Not
It's only
sure.
just been
Not sure.
discovered.
But look, everyone knows he's got no problem with gay. See,
Yeah.
this is the connection they make, right? Unfortunately, the Catholic Church is against gay marriage and gays in general, right? Not all sections of the
Yeah.
Catholic Church, but the general Catholic Church is against
Yeah.
this. Tony Abbott used to be a brother in the Catholic order, right? Or a priest, I'm not sure, one or the other, right? It's really appropriate because his name's Abbott, because an abbot in the old days was called, like a priest. So,
Yeah.
and he's obviously a Catholic. So they're thinking, oh, well, the Catholic Church, the Vatican hates gay marriages and things, and he's a Catholic, so he must hate it too.
Well,
So they put this really spurious connection together.
Well, I don't understand what I don't understand at all. Like, okay, so Labor Party, that they're pro gay marriage, or
They're
pro
not.
gay marriage.
They're actually not. Julia Gillard will not say, I want gay marriages. She will not do anything. But on the one hand, no one in the Labor government's doing anything about gay marriage, but then they put posters like that up as if he's the bad guy.
Yeah, but I mean, but are they saying that he's not allowed to have his opinion or his beliefs or his morals are wrong? They're denying him
An
his
opinion. That's right.
Yeah.
Whether he's right or wrong, he's entitled to his opinion. But see, that's typical Labor government. If you've got an opinion that's different to theirs, then you must be wrong and you must be the devil.
That's what I don't understand with all this. Like, that's their opinion. They've got their opinion. He's got his opinion. I've got my opinion. You've got your opinion.
Exactly.
Why are they denying Tony his opinion? And that's what they stand for. They want everyone to have an opinion. They stand for opinions and their rights.
That's right. Whether he's right or wrong is beside the point. Okay, maybe we don't agree that he may have that opinion, but that's beside the point. They've got,
That's right.
we don't want the carbon tax, but they're going to put it in anyway. So they're not really listening to us. So why isn't other people allowed to have an opinion?
Yeah, I can't. Look, but the way that is
Makes me very angry. Makes me very angry.
Well, maybe like looking at it from outside the square, you could probably suggest that maybe it's not Tanya Plibersek's doing, although she's just happened to be the unfortunate.
No, that's her doing, mate. She's a man hater.
Well, she's married.
Doesn't matter. I think she just generally doesn't like men who don't hold her views. If you're not a communist suckhole who bleeds the government of money, if you're actually a person who's worked a day in your life and you're male, well, I hate you. You know, you're not a heroin trafficker, so you must be a bad person.
Yeah, but that's no good. But to be a professionally done thing, like if that was put up in any workplace,
you'd be fired. You'd be sacked. Imagine if you put that up, like you've got a competitor, right? You're Apple and Microsoft, and in Bill Gates' office, it had a picture of Steve Jobs saying that Steve Jobs has got cancer, suck shit.
Yeah.
You'd be sacked.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That is very bad.
She's disgusting. This woman is disgusting. The whole government is disgusting.
Yes, but keeping on with the political genre.
What do you got?
See, through the week, your mate Thompson voted with the coalition.
That was a stunt.
Apparently, because I saw Joe Hockey come out at a press conference afterwards, and he said, "Look, this was a stunt. It was a stunt from the start because apparently Labor had tipped off the media that that's the way Thompson was going to vote."
That you can thank Albanese for that, and that idiot McTiernan, the head kicker from Scotland that's now running things for Gillard.
But I mean,
puppet master.
And apparently Pine and Abbott, there was a race for the door because they had to get out, so one of them could offset.
So you couldn't, you wouldn't take his vote, yeah. And they were saying, it wasn't a setup, that's just the way he voted. And that smarmy little prostitute Rooter was sitting there with a big smirk on his face. I couldn't. You wanted to smack him.
Alleged.
There you go. Can't be proved yet.
So anyway.
Yes. So remember last week he was crying. Oh, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. Right? Yeah. And, my mental health, everyone's going, we got to back off this poor guy. Then he pulls a stunt like this with a massive grin on his face. You know what? It's time to hook back into him. That's it.
Yeah.
No, gloves are off now.
Yep. Yeah, look, it was a stunt. No doubt about it. But I can't see. So the process of question time, so it went to what they call a vote or a division. Is that what they call it?
I don't know what they call it. A joke.
So they've only got So the bell must ring. So there must be a certain period of time.
Yep.
To get all the members back into the room, and obviously then Abbott's gone. Well, geez, this is the way he's going to vote. He's crossed the floor, so I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah.
And so Pine and Abbott raised the door.
They still would have won. They still would have won the vote, but they just didn't want to be part of the vote.
Yeah. Because they didn't want to accept it.
They didn't want to accept it exactly, because they've been saying all along, well, not he's a tainted vote, which he is. Dirty, Pino clean needed tainted vote.
But like that raises like another little question though, that to me as well is like now just putting all the nastiness aside, with what's happened and all that sort of stuff, but he's still representing his constituents. So does that mean that by Abbott and that doing what they did, does that mean that they're saying, well, they're denying him his right to vote?
No, he can still vote, but look, I think I don't know how that aspect works. I don't know how that works, but I don't know. I don't know if they're denying him his right to vote. Maybe they're denying him the acceptance of that vote. I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah, well, they're nullifying his vote.
Yeah, they're nullifying his vote. They're making his vote not count, even though he's still voting. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, but so that's sort of, because I can understand why Abbott doesn't want his vote, but then again, should he be doing what he's doing? to be nullifying the vote.
Well, look, I
I
think
don't
the thing is, it's about Abbott's principles because he kept calling it a tainted vote and no one should accept it. And they've tested it now and they've said, well, you keep saying you're not going to, it's a tainted vote and no one should accept it. So we'll test you. We'll make him vote for you, and then if you accept it, we can call you a hypocrite.
Now, that was the vote over whether or not to debate the debt levels.
No, that was the vote on whether or not the Labor government wanted to gag Joe Hockey about the debt levels, right? He wanted to get up and discuss the debt levels, and well, not discuss. He was just basically going to hammer them about the debt levels, and they wanted to gag that. They were, we can't talk about that. We've got to take a vote about this. We can't talk about that because we're going to get caught out. So, and because these questions are questions with notice, so they knew the question was coming, so they had a chance to set up to Slimy Thompson.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah,
it's so dirty. This is a government that's supposed to be running the country, and they're too busy running around going, oh, what dirty tricks can we do tomorrow? It's like high school for these guys. You go around, tomorrow I'm going to walk up behind Christopher Pine and I'm going to give him a wedgie.
But don't forget the other, well, shall we say, for want of a better word, co-conspirators in all of this are the independents. Those two independents, because
they're disgraceful. They're disgraceful.
Their thrust at the start of the whole this hung parliament sort of thing was to more transparency, more openness, a more tidier, a more respectful parliament.
That's right, and they haven't done anything. It's anything but that. It's anything but that.
But they still vote with it.
Yes,
so
that's right.
Why not debate the debt levels? Why not?
Well, I tell you why not. Because
we know
why not. Exactly, because they're going to get caught out with the fact that there's not going to be a surplus at all.
They're raising the ceiling on their shit house.
That's right. That's right. They're raising the ceiling. The house is full of sewer. Instead of pumping the sewer out, which is, by the way, 72 Labor officials, that's the sewer right there. They're just raising the ceiling.
No, it's wrong. It's a joke.
It's a joke. Idiots.
What else you got going there?
That's it. That's my story. Tanya Plibersek is an ignorant disgrace. Show title.
Allegedly.
Look out for it.
So now you've now a bit lighter on a lighter subject. Light beer, in fact.
Light beer.
The nation's most popular drop was unveiled today as Lion's 4X Gold. It took the title from VB.
Is that a Queensland beer?
Yes.
It is.
But it's made up here in Milton.
And so who voted for that? Just Queensland people?
I don't know. Probably some beer people. The latest figures from Nielsen show the Queensland mid-strength won 12.4% of all beer consumed, with VB coming in. Hang on. The latest figures show the Queensland mid-strength, which is the 4X Gold, won 12.4% of all beer consumed, with VB coming in at 13.3%.
Well, then VB won.
I don't get that.
Maybe it's a typo. It should be the other way around, possibly.
Maybe. VB's popularity has been on the decline for a few years now, with a number of marketing campaigns failing to stop the rot.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because VB's crap. It tastes like piss.
VB's nice.
Oh, you're drinking cat's piss, mate. Have a Crown Lager, mate.
Oh, I prefer one of those, but can't afford them.
Get a Boddington's, mate. Nice English beer. Beautiful.
Yeah, but once again, can't afford them.
No, Boddingtons aren't that expensive. They're all right.
Yeah, look, I don't like paying more than $35 a slab.
I don't buy any beer. I just, you know what I do? There's this website called, now this is a tip for the drinkers. It's a website I go to called winedirect.com.au or winemarket.com.au. And every now and again, I keep checking the site about once a week or once a month. You go on there, you order a dozen wines for about $140. Nice wines, good wines. You can get a mixed red and white or a mixed red or just all white. And every now and again, they'll have a special. Order now and get a slab of Crown for nothing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
or these beers, pick the Corona, Crown, whatever you want. So that's when I buy beer, when I get it for free.
Yeah, well, I go to a website called boozle.com.au.
Any freebies on there?
No. You punch in where you are and say you punch in your search term. Say, like, look, email me when VB gets less than $35 at any of the shops around me.
Oh, that's
It'll
pretty good.
email you.
That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
good.
That's
No,
right. It's like a
pretty good.
stock market. Tell me when the price hits this, and I'll
That's
jump
right.
in.
Race out and buy it. But I tell you, over the last couple of months, and a good couple of months, beer has not been as more expensive, and I'm putting it down to carbon tax. I've never seen it so expensive.
Yeah, not only just carbon tax, they don't know what the carbon tax is going to be, so they're leaving their prices high because it's going to eat into their margins.
Yep. And so I think all the carbon tax payments started rolling out.
Yeah,
this week.
I'm not getting shit from that. Here's another furphy for you. I don't know what it's like up there in Queensland. The oil price has dropped from well over $100 in the last month and a half, maybe month, from well over $100 to about 80 something, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
My petrol prices down here haven't moved.
No. Why would
But
they?
well,
It's very hot. You know what? It's very hot over in America. They got the air conditioner on.
So what?
And then it comes around to their winter. It's very cold over in America. They got the heater on.
That's the excuse. I know. That's right.
Every single
Yep.
time.
And get this, right? So it might drop 1 cent. Oh, thank you. So petrol up here, I haven't filled up for about a week and a half. Petrol is $1.57 for premium. Pretty expensive. $1.57 a litre. That's about $6 a gallon for our US listeners, or more, $6.50 a gallon.
I'm not sure what premium is here because don't use it.
Right.
But it's probably the unleaded would be around 146.
Yep.
And you possibly find E10 for about 142.
Yeah. Well, okay. I saw today normal unleaded for 142. Okay, so it's dropped down a little bit. But get this, when it's over $100, right? And it was 144, just say 6 weeks ago. It's dropped by $30 a barrel.
Yeah.
And they've dropped it by 4 cents. And they're still making massive margins. And as soon as it goes up from $87 a barrel to 88, oh, we've got to put it up to $1.50.
That's right. That's right. But you know what? Thank God we have a petrol watchdog.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's working well, isn't it? Petrol watchdog. Thank you, Kevin Rudd. Hasn't that been disbanded?
Yep. But no, there's still some goose now doing it from the ACCC. But thank goodness we have him. Otherwise, where would we be?
Yeah. Well,
seriously,
yeah.
Where would we be?
Yeah. Where would be?
For Grocery Watch?
Yes.
Otherwise, where would we be?
Yes. Oh, we wouldn't be paying the high prices we are now without Grocery Watch.
Thanks goodness for the banking ombudsman. Well, where would we be?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a disgrace.
For the telecommunications ombudsman, where would we be?
Yes. For our overseas listeners, Glenn's being sarcastic. These things he's just mentioned were the things that were supposed to be implemented, and they were. And all it is was publicity spin that don't actually work. Petrol prices are through the roof. There is no competition in banking. Food prices are through the roof. Telecommunications is a joke. So
that's right.
It's just, Australia, because of this Labor government, people, you tell your friends, Labor government sucks the big one.
The inquiry into why software prices are more expensive in Australia than overseas. Thank goodness for that inquiry.
Oh, yeah. What's that going to prove? What is that going to prove? What a ridiculous... It's just a big whinge fest. Wah, we're paying too much. Wah.
We pay more. Thank goodness for the inquiry into the bias of the newspapers. Where would we be?
Oh, yeah. Let's put in a new media authority, all headed by ex-Labor and socialist union people, so that if there's nothing we like on the media, we can tell them to stop it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So that they can put a stop to it, so they can gag free speech. That's basically what it is.
Opinion denialists.
That's right. And climate change, that's a hoax. Let's not get started on that.
It's pretty cold up here, I know that.
Yeah. Oh, that Barnaby Joyce story you had last week, that's beautiful.
Oh, Yeah, that was a good one.
Beautiful.
Because I turned it on, I didn't see the start of the interview or whatever it was, and I just turned the TV and I saw him out there he's praising Julian, going,
What's he doing?
Double talk about what? What's she done? She's done something good. And he was being sarcastic. He goes, thanks, Julia. We all owe Julia, the whole nation, a massive thank you, because I tell you, she's fixed the climate because it's bloody cold here.
That's right. That you've fixed a scientific problem with an economic solution.
Yeah.
You know what that's like, mate? I've got a sore tooth. I need a filling. I'm going down to the mechanic.
Yeah.
That's how logical that is.
Yeah, crazy.
Stupid.
Crazy.
Anyway,
Oh,
that's it. That's my rant. Remember that title, Tanya Plibersek is an ignorant pig. Or whatever it is I put before. I can't remember now.
well, it can't be any worse than the photo she had up. So.
Ignorant disgrace. Tanya Plibersek is an ignorant disgrace. All these, the show notes will be up on netchannel2.com with the video. So go and find it. It'll be there and you'll know what I'm talking about. She is a disgrace. Okay. All right, Glennie, thank you so very much.
By Studio 71
Yep.
and
See you next week.
netchannel2.com in
See you guys.
conjunction
See you
with
later.
Secret
See you
Hut
later.
Studios
Thanks for
on the
listening.
Gold
Bye-bye.
Coast.
Inside Asaki. PA. Milo.